Good morning, and welcome to another segment of the Werff Report for August 4th. Keep America vigilant. 23. They've got the goods. An interview on GBN with a woman who sits on a task force at the Department of Defense shocks when she says that if you don't think the Department of Defense has the real results of the 2020 election, you're fooling yourself, and that if the goods were released early on, it would have caused a civil war, saying that people needed to see how bad it could get. Facebook Files Part 3 expose how the White House wanted Facebook to change their algorithm to prop up fake news networks while demoting conservative media outlets speaking the truth. Trump is arraigned and pleads not guilty in his latest bogus indictment, and evidence reveals Joe Biden and the Democrats pressured Merrick Garland to go after Trump. First, to Facebook Files Part 3, where an email reveals the White House inquiring with Facebook on changing their algorithm to prop up their propaganda news outlets while demoting conservatives. An email from a White House official states, quote, "If you were to change the algorithm so that people were more likely to see New York Times, Wall Street Journal, any authoritative news source over Daily Wire, Tomi Lahren, polarizing people, you wouldn't have a mechanism to check the material impact." Facebook also admits demoting things that are not false and that don't violate their policies simply to contain the narratives that don't match up with the government's. An email from a Facebook employee states, quote, "And we attack virality aspect through feed demotions. We remove content that can lead to imminent physical harm. For content that doesn't meet that threshold, we instituted borderline demotions. For example, someone sharing negative side effect posts. Similarly, posts questioning whether you should get a vaccine under a mandate, whether it's government overreach. We demote those. That's not false information, but it leads to a vaccine negative environment. When it comes to looking at COVID misinformation, it's a different approach. What we normally do is just remove or leave to fact checkers. Here, we introduced a middle ground." What exactly is the punishment for the government denying us our constitutional right to free speech, folks? How will they be punished? We've placed a link to the full Facebook Files Part 3 thread in the comment section of this video at thewerfreport.com. Next, to a massive story. A woman who sits on a task force at the Department of Defense says, quote, "If you think that they don't have the actual real results from the election, then you're fooling yourself." She says the Department of Defense has the goods, and if they were released early on, it would have been a civil war. She says Trump needed people to see how bad it could get. From this point on, we're not allowed to say or show you what we're about to on this platform, or will almost certainly be punished for it. For those of you that have been with us from the beginning, you know that YouTube had previously labeled our content as, quote, harmful to the public, and nearly banned us permanently on at least 2 separate occasions. So please, join us for the rest of this segment at thewerfreport.com, where we can say exactly what we want without fear of censorship, suppression, or the banning of our account for only $6.99 a month or $49.99 a year. You can also make a one-time donation via the donation link in the description of this video. And for all the trolls out there who don't like our business model, no need to comment. Just keep scrolling. We clearly have our reasons. For everyone else, your support helps us do what we do. See you there. God bless you all. God bless President Trump, and God bless America.